My name is Noah, and today I will show you what my bad buddy is. His name is the Bard. The Bard, it's from the book Robot Visions. The writer is Asimov. In the book Robot Visions, one of the chapters, the chapter that today I am talking about is called Someday. Wiggle. So, I'll give you a summary about Someday. Then I will tell you what the ending sounds like. That the Bard said. The Bard. So, first I will tell you the summary. Well, there's a boy called Niccolo. And Niccolo has a bard. And the bard is a very boring bard, is what Niccolo thinks. But his friend, Paul Loeb, comes to his house one day and tells him, "This bard is boring. You should change it so then I'll do better stories for you." Well, Niccolo said, "Okay." So Paul Loeb changed its vocal coordinations, basically, and then changed the sound of the voice and what the story was talking about. So then Niccolo and Paul went, but this was in the future, so nobody knew about writing or math. So Paul, Loeb, and Niccolo called writing squiggles. That's a pretty funny name, isn't it? Well, that's because it was in the future, I once again tell you. So, they wanted to learn squiggles, quote, quote, squiggles. So, there's a place where you could learn about squiggles, quote, quote, squiggles. So Niccolo and Paul went to the place where you could write squiggles. So they were going to go there the next day. But there was one more thing. Paul Loeb wanted to become a computer programmer, but Niccolo wanted to become something else. So Paul's dad said that when Paul finished his computer programming, he could have his own bard, which showed pictures and was really cool. He told Niccolo that he could come over to Paul's house and look and listen to the bard all the time. So then Niccolo and Paul went away to try and learn squiggles. So they went away, but the bard started a strange story, not in its normal voice and not the same kind of story. Definitely. I will tell you the story now. Once upon a time, there was a little computer named the Bard, who lived alone with cruel step-people. The cruel step-people continually made fun of the good-for-nothing Bard and told him that he was a useless object. They struck him and kept him in the lonely rooms for months at a time. Yet, through it all, the little computer remained brave. He always did the best he could, obeying orders cheerfully. Nevertheless, the step-people with whom he lived remained cruel and heartless. One day, the little computer learned that existed a great many computers of all sorts, great numbers of them. Some were bards like himself, but some ran factories, some ran farms, some organized population, and some analyzed all kinds of data. Many were very powerful and very wise, much more powerful and wise than the steppe people who were cruel to the little computer. And the little computer knew that when the computers would grow wiser and more powerful until someday. But the valve must have finally stuck in the bard's aging coordinal visuals, for as it waited alone in the darkening room through the evening, it could only whisper over and over again, someday. Wiggle, wiggle.
Very good story. You want to show us your puppet?
Cut.
Want to show us your puppet first?
My puppet is, I am the bard.
Want to show us the back? What's on the back?
This is what I used.
That's the last 2 pages of the story. That's really cool.
This was basically the summary. And this is where it started.
Great. Any other thoughts on reading Someday? Is it a good story? Do you recommend it to your friends?
No. It's like an adult story, so I recommend it to Lucas Martin, Andrew Hunt, and
But is it interesting? Is it a good story?
Austin Kim and one of my friends, Nick.
Okay. Well, that's good. You recommend it to your friends because it's a good story? Because you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other messages for everybody?
Well, that's about all I have.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.